close with to make sure that they are being kept happy and healthy. And so here for these guys, we have our marine mammal trainers. Now they do a lot of incredible work here at the Vancouver Aquarium. They do a lot of work with our animals to make sure that these guys are happy and healthy. So they're super, super important here. As soon as they come out, we will kind of begin talking about the different work that they do. So you might be wondering to yourselves, well, why do we train our stellar sea lions? So there's three main reasons why. Number one is for their own health care. So when the trainers come out, you might see them ask them to demonstrate different kind of behaviors. Have we been to the doctor or dentist lately? Show of hands. Yeah, some of us, when you're at the dentist, they ask you to open your mouth and go, let's say opening their mouth, jumping up and showing off their flippers. All these different things can help practice them for something maybe a little bit more serious, things like blood draws also for their physical health. So for those of you that were probably here a little earlier and just saw these guys swimming around, right? They're spending a lot of their time swimming, using up their energy, and pretty much just using up those muscles to make sure that they're getting their physical exercise. And so that is exactly what our trainers here are doing with them. They're making sure they're using up all of those muscle groups in their body and making sure that they are staying nice and healthy. So there's Kenai, that big guy right on up there, in all of his glory. You guys can see him. He's doing a wave for you. Hello. Awesome. So physical health is really, really important for stellar sea lions. For the duration of the program, you might see them demonstrate high energy behaviors, right? So there's things like breaches where they kind of come and propel themselves out of the water, and went over there kind of did a handstand. Right? All of these things are using up all of those very important muscle groups in their body. That one was a little breach there, but you folks in the friend zone, you are in the splash zone. I forgot to mention that. So if you thought it was clear skies today in Vancouver, you might be wrong. Another reason why we train our stellar sea lions is for their mental health, right? So mental health just as important as their physical health. These guys are very intelligent animals. In the ocean, stellar sea lions, they use their brains to evade predators, deal with difficult weather conditions, finding food. So it's important that we do the same and we make sure that their minds are being stimulated and being used. And so some different ways that we can be doing that, they'll kind of ask them to demonstrate new behaviors. Another way, which is pretty much the sea lion equivalent of patting your head and rubbing your stomach. Can we do that? Are we able to do that? Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Nice. What about this side over here? Can we pat our head, rub our stomach? Can we switch sides? Kind of have to think about it a little bit. Alrighty, last group, I'm coming for you. Let's see. A pat, rub. Awesome. Okay, we've got some pros here. So these are helping to keep our mind stimulated, right? These are multitasking behaviors. And so this sea lion right over here, she is doing the same thing by swimming to her side, raising that flipper up and down, kind of using her mind and pushing it and getting her to do multitasking behavior. So we kind of talked about the different reasons why we train the sea lions here. So now you might be wondering how. Well, how can we get our sea lions to kind of demonstrate these different behaviors? For those parents in the crowd or parents of some furry friends, you're probably familiar with something called positive reinforcement, right? So, big slash there. There's 3 different steps to using that kind of system of positive reinforcement. The first one being the ask. Now you might have noticed for our sea lions and marine mammal trainers, there's a little bit of a language barrier there. They don't quite speak sea lion yet, although I'm sure they're getting pretty close to trying to figure out whatever she just said. They're still going to use hand gestures to demonstrate what kind of behavior they're asking for, which then connects to the next step, which is a bridge. So when you hear trainers like Sammy, she just said, good, that lets our sea lions know that they have done what was asked of them, which moves on to the next step, the last one, not being the best one for even the reward. Now I want you guys to think about it. What is a good reward for a stellar sea lion? Go on and shout it out. Fish! Exactly! For example, Kenai, the big guy, he's currently eating around 30 kilograms of fish per day. Alright, it's a big amount of fish. He's in his bulking season. He's trying to get his weight back up. So that gives the trainers a lot of opportunity to work with these sea lions, maintain that strong bond of trust, and give Kenai all of his food and nutrients at the same time. And so what happens, let's say, if Kenai decides that he doesn't want to do that demonstration, but we're still going to get that fish regardless. Even if they don't want to do it, the trainer will just move on to a different behavior, just to still maintain that strong bond of trust. They're going to get that fish in regardless. research. So there's two different populations of stellar sea lions. There's the eastern population along the Oregon and Washington coast, and then there's the western population along the Alaskan coast. And so while the eastern population's numbers were pretty stable, the western population's numbers were declining. And so it's declined about 80% since the 1980s. That's 8 out of 10 sea lions gone, right? If I lost 80% of my audience right now, that would be a big chunk. And so scientists working with the University of British Columbia and the Vancouver Aquarium, they wanted to find out why these sea lion populations were declining so much. And folks, the western population is an endangered species. And so for working with the sea lions, they studied samples of their scat. Now here's your opportunity. If you know what scat is, go ahead and shout it out for me. Boom. There you go. There's your opportunity to shout out food for the day. It is food, and guess what? It can tell scientists a lot about what a sea lion is eating, right? And so through studying those samples of their scat, they were able to see that instead of consuming the high energy fish that they needed to be eating, things like salmon, that kind of gives them their nutrients. It also gives lots nutrients to nurse their youngs. They were eating lower energy fish, so things like walleye pollock and acra mackerel. And so they were kind of like, well, why are all these fish not being consumed by the sea lions? What happened to all these fish? All of the salmon, all of those high energy fish? Well, folks, guess what? Another animal was taking it. Do we know who that animal is? Any guesses? Us. It was humans. I know, a little awkward, a lot of humans in front of me right now, but sorry guys, we did it. So that's kind of, it messed up a lot of the food and the supply for these sea lions. And so scientists were able to find out that there was an overfishing problem. But the good thing with it being a human problem is that it's going to be a human solution, right? So it's completely up to us to kind of help these guys. We saw them in all of their glory, right? We want to get these guys' populations back up there. And as much as we love to eat salmon, I love salmon sashimi as much as the next person, it's really important that we have to conserve our sea lions. So folks, there's 3 things that you folks can actually do just to help out our sea lions. Number 1, we could consider sustainable seafood options. So I have this kind of ocean-wise symbol, bring it around so you folks can see. This just lets you know that your seafood has been sourced sustainably. So it's been sourced in a way that considers other species in the ocean. It's not taking a huge amount. It's making sure that those fish are still going to be there for these animals to consume. So if you're at a grocery store or at a restaurant, you can ask for the ocean-wise symbol, ask if they have sustainable seafood. That really helps out. Now it is important also just to be realistic. Sustainable seafood is a little bit pricier, right? That unfortunately isn't often an option for everybody. So even just reducing your seafood use, that just really helps out as well. Now the second thing that you folks can do, guess what? All of you guys are already doing it. You're supporting local